So I've been on holiday for a week over in Spain, and yeah, I feel like a lot has happened in like 24 hours. I had a meeting with a bar, the West Kirby Tap, who said they wanted to try my beers. So I've got a couple of casks here ready to go. That meeting was successful and they're going to try my beer, which is fantastic. So I'm going to drop that off in a couple of days. And I just happened to go out for a meal last night to a place I'd never really been before, called the Refreshment Rooms. It's really nice if you're on the Wirral, then definitely check it out. And I noticed he was selling cask, and I just got speaking to the guy behind the bar, and he's just ordered 2. So I've only got one left, and a keg actually, but I'm chatting to a bar later, so I'm kind of hoping they'll take that just to do my first ever keg, and I want to see what it comes out like. So fingers crossed it's as good on keg as it is on cask. But I've now got 2 empty tanks. This one actually needs cleaning because, when I flew out, it was like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. We had to get up, and I was racking beer off at like 10 o'clock at night. It was crazy. Anyway, so that's a quick catch up of what's been going on. Today, we now need to kind of rinse out the casks that I've had back just to stop them stinking up and going mouldy. I've got the Craft Beer Expo later on today, so I'll get a little bit of footage from that. And I want to brew tomorrow because obviously, the beer's going down really well. The sales are starting to come in, and so obviously I need to make sure that when the bars want them again, I've at least got something for them. So I was actually meant to be going to the Craft Beer Expo tomorrow as well, but I think brewing is a little bit more important at this moment in time. And I think tomorrow I'm going to try and do a double batch, but I'll probably be hungover, so that's going to make for an interesting video. And yeah, right, let's get stuck in. I'm actually going to change my plans. I think tomorrow is going to be get the brewery spotless day, because, well, you could just do with a good scrub. I think, for example, it's all just cluttered back here. I need to tidy it all up. Got just some grubby marks on the floor. I spilt a bag of grain, so you can see there's dust. I just need to go there and just give it all a good clean, get it back to as it should be. And to be honest, I'm thinking now it still might be early days with how it's looking. I might have to maybe get rid of the little homebrew system and move out of here, just to give me a little bit more room, a little bit more breathing space. I think realistically, if I am able to shift, I think my turnaround time, sometimes it's 11 days, but it has been 10 days. So if I can shift, how many casks is there? I could maybe get 8 casks per tank per 10 days. So potentially 48 casks a month. And I think if I did end up getting towards that capacity, I certainly don't think I'll be brewing on this kit. So does it need to be here? Maybe not. So the feedback from the bars has been really good. I went and picked up the empty casks the other day, as you've seen me at the beginning of the video, cleaning them out. And yeah, it's all just been really positive. I had some really nice feedback, and they've all said to me, oh, whenever you make your next batch, just let us know and we'll happily take one, which is fantastic. So I haven't actually, all the beers that I've made so far, I'm trying to basically just introduce myself and give myself as many options, because obviously if I've just sold to one bar, they might not necessarily want one again the next week. And so I'm kind of thinking if I can get 20, 30 pubs or bars in like kind of the local area. I can just kind of work my way through them and then go back to the starter list and maybe just try and like rotate it that way. I've also been approached to do some festivals, which is really surprising. I wasn't expecting that. But it's only for keg. And even though it's gone really down well in cask, I'm not too sure how that would be in keg form. So I don't think I'll be doing any festivals, certainly not this year. But yeah, baby steps, one step at a time, find my feet, and I'm sure I'll be fine. Fingers crossed. I think just for today, I'm just going to do a little bit more cleaning. And then I'll go and deliver some casks. So as you can see, I've kind of moved everything out the way. There's quite a bit of staining and stuff. So I'm going to hit it with some Anti-Foaming S, which is just a mild bleach solution. And yeah, obviously you have to be wary when using it in the stronger concentrations that you don't have it touching the stainless steel, as it kind of will eat the stainless over time. So try and avoid that. But yeah, let's get started. Right guys, so we are back the following day, and yeah, so still need to give everywhere a good sort out. So I went to the Craft Beer Expo in Liverpool yesterday, which was fantastic. It was a good opportunity for me to kind of chat to the more like local brewers around Liverpool, and I've semi-arranged to go to a few breweries just to kind of see how they do things, and yeah, it's good. It's made me feel a little bit more involved in like the kind of local brewing community, which is really, really nice. Yeah, so I'll pop on some funky tunes and you can watch me sort out my brewing space. Hello guys, so I am in Liverpool at the Craft Beer Expo. It is literally just opened, so it's rather dead, so I figured I'd get some footage whilst it was quiet. It started off with a nice sour beer, which is beautiful. Really nice, from Brew York, I think. Vice City or something. I'll double check. But yeah, doing some obviously very important business, examining beer, tasting, yes, that thing. But yeah, I got some footage from today, and yeah, this is like my third year coming here. I love it. It's really, really good. If you're in the northwest area or just happen to be in Liverpool around the start of June, definitely look up Craft Beer Expo. Brilliant. A bit of a different location today. On a dog walk. I've actually not really spent any time in the brewery for about 2 weeks. I was on holiday, I got back, and you know when you go on holiday but it's not really a restful experience. I was out in Spain pretty much just drinking and gorging on rubbish food. Kind of felt like rubbish. When I got home, I was like, do you know what, I could do with a couple more days rest. But now I've had my first day back to work, and yeah, it's just back to the grind now, back to concentrating on what I'm doing and trying to grow the brewery. I've had some pubs message me now asking for beer, which is super exciting, and I've pretty much ran out of all the stock that I've got. I've also made a keg beer, and I literally just dropped that off the other day as well. So the scrapyard in Liskeard is going to be my first ever kind of craft beer bar to take my keg, which is really, really cool. So I connected up at like 15-16 psi for a week, so the carbonation should be good. But that's one concern I do have. It's just the carbonation might not necessarily be spot on, so I need to get something called a Zarmennagel, which basically tests the carbonation for like your CO2 volumes or grams of CO2, whichever measurement you use. So I'm going to save up and buy one of them, and then I can start using my unitanks exactly how they're meant to be used. So a little bit of a financial reason as well. So my tanks are 375 litres total volume, approximately kind of 300 litres kind of, you know, usable volume, because obviously you need a little bit of headspace. I might have mentioned it before, I sell a cask of 3.8% pale for £90, and that's for 40 litres. But if you stick it in a keg for 30 litres, it's the same price. Obviously, cask does vary. You can kind of be as low as 80. It can, well, I've spoke to one bar owner who's paid upwards of like 140, 150 pounds for a cask. Obviously, I really like high strength beer, but kind of somewhere between kind of 80 and 100 seems about normal so far. And but yeah, so kind of I want to be able to carbonate accurately, just to ensure consistency. I don't want one beer to be like really good and spot on, and then the next one that someone tries isn't up to scratch, because then obviously people might lose faith in my brand, and that's definitely not what I want at all. So I think a Zarmennagel is about £1,800, so I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of saving for that. I'm sure there's cheaper ones out there, definitely a second-hand one knocking around. There's got to be. I need to have a look. But just for fun, I figured I'd just try one out, and yeah, we'll see what it's like. But I shall leave that there before this gets a bit too rambly. And yeah, it's good to be back, and should be brewing very soon.